Hello and welcome to Effortless Mastery. I'm quite excited to have you yet again. Today we'll be learning action potential. In our last video, we made mention of the fact that excitable tissues, when exposed to stimulus, whenever a stimulus is brought to an excitable tissue, and that stimulus is up to threshold, what it causes the tissue responds as, it elicits something we call action potential, which is a change in the membrane potential due to a stimulus that is up to threshold, and then that particular change can spread along. Now, so very quickly, we're going to be looking at action potential of different kinds of excitable tissues. Who are our excitable tissues? Generally, excitable tissues, examples would really be muscles and neurons. Then we could make mention of glands. So of course, I have my neuron here. We have three types of muscles: skeletal, cardiac, and smooth. They not do any video for smooth because it kind of coincides with this. Then we now have a third guy called sinoatrial node. Sinoatrial node. He's not a muscle. He's more like a modified cardiac tissue, the pacemaker in the heart. Now, so we start with the first person here, which is neuron. One of the key things we see in a neuron, for a neuron, the resting membrane potential, which we learned in our first video, membrane physiology playlist, was minus 70 millivolts. So immediately, we have, once the stimulus is brought, there's a spike. That spike is called action potential. This particular phase 1 is called depolarization. And it is due to opening of sodium, fast voltage gated sodium channels, which will allow influx of sodium. That is depolarization. Then after depolarization, phase 2 is called repolarization, where the sodium channels that are open will close. And the second kind of channel that will now open will be potassium, allowing potassium ions to go out. So what's responsible for depolarization is influx of sodium due to opening of fast voltage gated sodium channels. The same thing that happens to neuron is what we see in skeletal muscle. The only difference is that here we're starting from minus 90, 70, here it's minus 90. Sodium comes in, potassium leaves. Depolarization or repolarization. Then for cardiac muscles, we observe that we have something similar. Sodium is coming in the depolarization phase. Then we now start repolarizing, which is potassium is going out. But all of a sudden, another kind of channel opens, which is slow voltage gated calcium channels, allowing calcium to come in. So when a positive ion is coming in and a positive ion is going out, it's as if positivity comes, positivity goes out. What happens? It stays on a plateau. Then after we now have opening of only potassium, it falls. You could ask this question: why is it that one is going up, one is coming down? Anytime a positive ion is coming in, remember in math, this is positive y, negative y. Anytime positivity is coming in, you keep going up. When positivity is leaving, you come down, you become negative. So that's why anytime a positive ion was coming, it went up. When it was leaving, it came down. Same thing over here. Then smooth muscle can choose to act like skeletal or even do it like cardiac based on the situation. Then for sinoatrial node, what we have is that it begins from minus 60 millivolts. Usually sinoatrial node has unstable resting membrane potential. So that means on its own, this membrane is leaky to sodium. And as sodium keep coming in, it will start moving it slowly. Its leakiness, it will start moving it slowly towards threshold. Threshold here is minus 40. You start moving slowly towards threshold. And as you keep going, another channel opens, which is L-type calcium, to allow calcium to come in. This period is called pacemaker potential, which allows sodium to come in, calcium to come in. After which we now have our depolarization. This is the only time depolarization is due to opening of calcium channels. All along, depolarization was always sodium, but over here, it is due to calcium entry. And of course, repolarization is always potassium efflux. The key thing is here, where on its own, the sinoatrial node is leaky. It has unstable resting membrane potential, leaky to sodium. So sodium will come in. It is called phonic current. As it keeps pushing up a bit, calcium now comes in. Usually we are told, is it like L-type calcium channels? Calcium will come in till it gets to threshold before we have the spike. And that spike is due to entry of calcium. This covers action potential of different excitable tissues. What are we to take note of? Action potential, change in membrane potential due to what? Change in membrane potential due to a stimulus that has been up to threshold and then it spreads along. We see different issues. Observe that anytime a positive ion is coming, you have a spike. When it is leaving, you have a fall. Sodium is always depolarization except here, which is calcium. Potassium is always repolarization. In plateau, the plateau is due to opening of another channel where calcium comes in. And then for here, sinoatrial node, the first part, phonic current, allows sodium coming. The ending part is calcium. Once it reaches threshold, we spike. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you are new to the channel, ensure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Ensure you like this video and share it so that I can get to as many people as possible. If you have questions, you can type them out in the comment section.